high level concern, anytime you don't feel like you're 1,000% full strength, but it's also opportunity for guys to step up, and we expect them to. We've had guys out over the course of the season, whether in game or in preparation prior to, and so and by and large those individuals have taken advantage of those reps, and so that's the expectation for those guys that make increased role in most instances, and maybe a new role in others, and so guys got to step up, and the guys around them have to step up. He's done a good job, and we need more production. I mean, at that spot. There's been times we've had it, there's been times we haven't, and what we don't do is we don't just simply say, let's hope we have it this coming Saturday. And part of that is trying to get the best 11 guys on the field. And that's through I guess 7 games. There's been moments where I feel like we've done that. There's been other moments where I'm not sure that we have, and so that's kind of been the motivation, which is also by design in some ways for other guys to from a competitive standpoint, step up. Now, whether or not he continues in that role is going to be predicated on performance, like anything else, and probably through this first stretch of the season, probably haven't been able to do enough from a depth standpoint. But most of that stems from him doing his job, number one, and having some level of production. But we need the production to go up.
Lincoln talked yesterday about how that position has been really important for this defense historically. What are some ways that you see the defense maybe suffer when the production is not at the necessary level for this?
Yeah, I mean, you called the rush for a reason, right? It's in the 3-4 structure, you're saying the rush linebacker, he rushes more than he drops. And it's designed to be a position where you let an athlete go be an athlete. And there's instances where they got dropped in coverage, like any defense that calls itself a role that calls itself an outside linebacker. But we expect guys to be in the backfield, not just hold point, not just line up on the if we want a guy sitting on the line of scrimmage, we recruit a 355 pound guy and sit him on the edge and stand there, and take on blocks. And so our MO has been to have guys that are athletes, allow them to be athletes, and go hunt the quarterback. And so that's something that we need more of.
So we talked a lot about toughness on defense just generally all season. Lincoln told us about CV's situation with his finger, just kind of playing through that.
Unbelievable.
What has he kind of shown you, and what was your sort of vantage
point? Well,
it's
such a great visual, and when we talk about toughness all the time, it's one thing as coaches to talk about it, and certainly I give the guys credit. It's not just us saying it and no one's giving it to us. I mean, that's the extreme of the extreme. But what a great visual. I mean, that's one of those things where you're talking about. I mean, it's in the moment. Really, none of us know what's happening. And you see a couple clips on video, and he kind of looks down. This is after the fact. So in the moment, I don't even know if he cared in the moment, but just trying to get a stop. But to his credit, he didn't care. And you talk about guys going hard all the time. And one of the things we've been real cognizant of is making these guys aware of. There's one version of it. There's this. We don't need the Tuesday version of you, the elite you, the tough version, the physical version, and then there's the not so tough version, there's the fatigue version, and that's one of those things that we've been really working through over the last, not just the season, but over 10 months. And what a great vision for a guy that only knows one way to do it.
With Cowing, Singer, and McMillan, can you just talk about what Arizona likes to do schematically with those guys and how they stand out as individuals?
Yeah, I mean, you've got height, you've got speed. Each individual guy kind of has their, number one calling card, as it pertains to that. They can win jump balls, they can run by you. You got a quarterback that can, find ways to throw them open. He has a level of trust in them. McMillan, in terms of just the vertical pass, he's going to go get it. And they've been as productive as anybody in the country. I don't know where it ranks nationally, but I know it's certainly up there. You just turn on the video and you're kind of in awe of their ability to throw the ball, and then the use of the run game, physical run game. And, so this is a big time challenge for us, on the back end. And we talk about pass rush. It's 11 people contribute to the pass rush, and 11 people contribute to the coverage. One guy in one-on-one situations is not going to hold up over the duration of 60 minutes. And so mixing coverages and all that stuff's got to be our MO. We got to be the have the ability to win. In some of those. And 2 weeks ago we didn't win enough. And so that's on film now. And so I'm sure it'll be a very confident group coming against us on Saturday.
Do you feel like you moved the needle on the tackling over the past 2 weeks? kind of the way you
I
wanted
like to see. I mean, sometimes when you're getting the recency bias, you know, you see one thing on film and you just circle that. Well, that's it. And you know, we've been tackling for 10 months. You know, and the 6 games prior to. Certainly, it's not want to. I think as you look at it, you know, one of the things are we not willing to put pads on people. That's when it gets real scary. You know, or one of the things we evaluated is it a missed tackle or the lack of a tackle attempt. Once again, that's the scary thing. When a guy's not willing to put pads on people, he's diving. There's a couple instances on that on film, and then you circle back with that individual and say why. And one of the things that we talked to the guys, that's a competitive play in that moment. It's me versus that ball carrier. Do I think I'm extra? Do I expect someone else to make that tackle? And if that's in our DNA, we got to get that out of our DNA. And then minus that, if we're putting pads on people, we got to make sure one of the things we talk to the guys about is always come up with a body part. You know, you throw shoulders at people, absolutely. We're going to be physical that way, but we got to make sure that we're wrapping and wrapping strong that way. And a couple guys playing with clubs and nobody cares. You know, that's also part of the message. You know, yeah, football's hard and it got harder for you, but you took the field and we expect you to get them on the ground. So, you know, all those things play a part. But no, we have a high anticipation of guys getting guys on the ground. They signed up for football. They played on defense. That's not extra.
With guys, a couple guys playing with clubs, that become a little